Right, let's swing a leg. Is that Hannah Foodie Lawrence? And let's change legs. Balance isn't quite the same on carpet as it is on a studio floor. So if you bend your knee, you get better balance. Try and keep your toes facing forward. Ooh, put your arms out, that helps too. Right, so now, because it's Pilates, I want you to stand to the back of your mat. I'm actually taking my socks off straight away. There's no cold toes going on in here today. Let's set posture. You want your feet hip distance apart. Those of you that haven't been to my yoga or Pilates classes already, this is how you do it. I need you to bend your knees. Put your fist in between your feet. Walk the feet until they touch the fist, and do the same thing at the ankles. That's your hip distance. If you trace your second toe, mine is freakishly long, up to here, you'll find your hip bones. Now, a lot of people think their hips are here, so when you do that, second toe, that's where your hips are. So let's go with the correct one. Hip distance apart. From there, push through your toes. Push through the big toes especially. The majority of us, we pronate outwards. So that's why we'll get ankle problems and maybe plantar fasciitis and all of this, even sometimes coming up to the knees and hips. If you're pressing through your big toes, it actually helps to even out and balance out the weight through the feet. Now the next thing, imagine the arch in your foot is suckered into the floor and that your toes look like that. Knees soft. So what I don't mean is, we don't want that. We don't want that because that's knees locked. We want that. Knees soft, but you're still nice and upright. And also tuck that bottom under, and you'll find any niggles will just disappear. Roll those shoulders up to the ears and lift your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. So when you breathe out, the shoulders are still back and down, lifting the chest. Let's do a few roll downs, and remember it is quicker than yoga. So put the chin in the chest all the way down. Bend your knees and return in the same way. Now this time, squeeze your head with your arms. Can you touch your ears? Then you get your full stretch on. Now if you want to, and if the balance will allow, come up onto your toes. Press through the big toes. It helps with the balance and keeps your ankles straight. Now, if you can, through the side door. And lower your heels down. Roll, shoulders back, knees bent. Let's go again. Down to the bottom, bend your knees, breathe in, and all the way up to the ceiling. Squeeze your head. Let's go on the toes if you can. Ooh. Breathe in, and hands through the side door, or like this for me. Now, when we do the roll down, we're actually going to go down into a plank. So you might find that I'm going to turn so you can see the shoulder angles. Put the chin into the neck. Let's roll down all the way. When you get down to the bottom, bend your knees, put your hands on the floor and walk your hands forward. So now my elbows are directly underneath my shoulders. Can you see that? Elbows directly underneath the shoulders. What that does, puts your shoulders in the correct position and make sure they stay nice and fit and healthy. Let's start to lift the leg. You can go further than you normally would in Pilates. Just don't move your hips. As you can see, every single finger of mine is on the floor because I'm trying to take the weight off my elbows. And now sit back, pose of a child, hands on your back. So while you're just chilling there, I'm going to see if I can turn some music on. You might not be able to hear it, but it'll get me through it. Let's have a look. Oh, I've only got 1%. I need to put that back in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's come back into your plank position. From there now, I want you to lift 5 centimetres off the floor. Now remember, let's cast our mind back. Let's go back to school. 5 centimetres is that much. It's not that much, okay? Keep going, tiny, tiny, tiny movements. We've got an awful lot to fit in today. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Is your press stud in your belly button? If you were to touch your tummy like I just did, it should appear to be quite hard because you're actually using all of those muscles. Sit back, pose of a child, hands on your back. By putting the hands on the back, it helps to relax the shoulders, which means you can do more planks. And bring it up. Give it a bit of a wiggle. So, now if we change from a normal plank, we're actually going to go on all fours. I'll turn this way so you can see what's happening. I've got my hands directly underneath my shoulders. What you can do as well, especially if you're on carpet or your mat's a bit squidgy, is put your fists down. All I want you to do is to connect your toes, press it in that belly button. You get bored of me saying that today. Knees up, knees down. Less than 5 centimetres. Up and down. Up and down. If your press stud is in your belly button, you're feeling that right here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Just a tiny movement, really contracting those ab muscles, the deep core muscles. 4, 3, 2, one more. 1. And kneel down to relax. A bit of a shake. So we have one more on all fours and then we'll roll back up again to get a little bit of a back stretch and a bit of relief. Make sure that you're drinking. A noisy bottle. My aim is to actually finish that before the end of the class, and that is always my aim, whatever class I do. If it's a cardio class, I hope we go for 2 bottles. Right, back on all fours. I actually call this the wonky plank. I don't know what the technical name is. Keep your tummy held in. Connect your toes, lift your knees up. Now, alternately lift the feet off the floor. Press stud in the belly button. Now, if you notice, my knees don't go any more than 5 centimetres. There's your Pilates breathing. Breathe out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in.
Hello.
Hi, darling. That's my son that's just come in from his run today. And relax. Sit back. Roll it off. Give it a bit of a shake. That was nice, wasn't it? Now connect your toes. Lift your knees off the floor. Straighten your legs. And let's walk it back. So not only is it a nice little back stretch, it's great for your hamstrings as well if you uncurl with straight legs. Squeeze your head. Touch your ears. And bring it down. I feel like the Brady Bunch. Did anybody else see that bit? Shake it off. Okay, so we're actually going to, the next one we're going to do is a standing up one. So we've done our warm up, hopefully you are warm. We're going to do a standing up Pilates move. So turning this way so you can see, because lunges need to be done correctly. So we have a straight leg here. My back heel is on the floor. Heels in line with each other. So when I look at my feet, this is my right leg. My feet are about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. We've got a 12 and a 2. Heels in alignment with each other. And then you turn your shoulders round. Now this right shoulder wants to pull me back, but you're going to work to keep it here. Lift your back heel off the floor, so now you have a straight leg. Shoulders back. Bend the knee. We're looking for 90 degrees and 90 degrees. And bring it up. And down. And up. So that's 2. Nice and slow. pressing through the big toes. But this is just a lunge, you're saying. What this is a prequel for what's coming. I'm setting you up nicely. What I'm also doing is giving my back foot a bit of a stretch. It's really nice, actually. I've not had much occasion to wear high heels, so this is perfect. And always one with lots of ideas. I might do that, wear high heels to clean the house. So we're turning round, heels in line, back foot off, chest to the front. Lift your heel, shoulders back, kind of drop down through the middle. Down and up. So the reason that I mentioned the high heels is that when I had plantar fasciitis, high heels made me better. They did. Because they bent my toes, flexed my foot, stretched out the muscles in the bottom of my foot. Just had to get my toes used to it. Let's go for 2 more. Down and up, down and up. Shake it. So now hopefully we're all warm around here. And we're going to add on and build on. So watch this one. Now I'm going to turn this way. I've got my heels in line. Excuse me, it's that fresh morning air. Round to the front, lift my back heel. I take it down. Now I'm going to put my hands on the floor. Lift the back leg so I'm in a standing split. Now I just put my hand on here to make sure that my bottom isn't high. If I've got my hip turned out, I'm in the wrong position. Sometimes you can't help it because you want a really lovely high leg. But I need you to keep your hips in that one position. And now put the foot down. And here, don't put the knee down. Now you see how much lower and longer back that leg is. Up and down. Spread the toes on that front foot. What you can do as well is keep your hands on the floor. Up and down. Up and down. So there you've got your different levels to challenge yourself. You can also, you can't see it in my shot, I've got a handy poof. You can put your hands on the poof or the sofa. Let's swap legs. Taking the other leg way back. Remember, you do your alignment. Heels in alignment, chest to the front, heels up at the back. A lovely lunge. Bring it up. Just checking the hips. Lunge, whoa. Bring it up. Down and up. Down. Oh, my knee went down. Up. So there's another way to take it up a little bit. You go from lunge to warrior 3. Another alternative, lunge to penché. And shake it off. That could really feel starting to work there. So we've had this wonderful lunge. We're going to do a few more. Take your right leg to the back. I want you to try, remember, if you don't know unless you try, but if you try, you can always bring it down again. But if you're too tired from doing too many of the lower ones, you won't be able to do the high. So that's me just setting you up before we go there. So we've got a lunge. You can do out here. Woo. Remember, you always reset in the lunge. You can do hands on the floor. You can do penché. Ooh. I'll go for penché or warrior 3. Give me 10 on each side. And remember, you can also put your hand on the poof or the sofa. When you go down, the wobbles are getting worse. So I'm going to press through my big toes a lot. We go down. We come up. Maybe I should do this in the kitchen from now on. We go down, pressing through that big toe. Try your best not to get a wobble. Now I'm going to abandon that for me. Do your 10 on each side. I'll have a quick drink, and then we're going to do a roll down to get down onto the floor to do some of this. Okay. If you are ready, stand to the back of your mat. Roll your shoulders back, feet facing forward, lift your chest. We're going to put the chin into the neck, remember, knees soft. Before we do, push through your big toes, push your knees out. You're not going to get bow legs, but you will feel every single muscle in the body. Bottom under, lift your chest. Keep putting that bottom under, and that little ache that you've got in the bottom of your back will disappear. Chin into the chest, let's go all the way down. Bend the knees, hands on the floor, and walk it forward. Just swizz round now so you're on your bottom. Now some of us, well, we're all different, and we can be different from day to day, especially with the flexibility. Now some of us can get the feet on the floor and it's there and it's nice and comfortable. Some of us find it a little bit harder, like me. And that's to do with the flexibility of the ankles. I don't care if you've got your feet on the floor at all. What I am bothered about is that the knees are straight up. Don't want that. Don't want that. Keep the knees in alignment, which will keep your feet hip distance apart. Now sitting up nice and tall. That's it. Sitting up nice and tall, and now put your chin into your neck and forward down. Only go halfway. Still glue the chin into the neck. Bring it back up again. The chin stays glued to your neck for as long as possible. Chin it down. Bring it up. Lift that chest. So every time you rectify and you reset, chin in the neck again. And bring it up. This is where we start to hear my tummy like a twin tub. And down again. Far too much water this morning. Every time you go down, you're getting a little bit lower and lower. So eventually, your head will be on the floor. Now if your feet start to pick up, just stop at that level for a little bit. So go down and up, down and up, down and up until the feet stay on the floor, and then start to go a bit lower. What you don't want to be doing is getting excited when you realise that you're on the floor, because then you're just going to start yanking yourself up. So we don't want any yanking. What we would like is smoothness. And you know what? It's all about your chin. It is all about the chin. Lift the chest up. I'm going to turn this way now, otherwise I'd be hitting my head on the sofa. Keeping the knees in alignment all the way down. When you get your head on the mat, take a few seconds to gather yourself. Then your chin goes into your neck, you take a deep breath, and we're going to smooth it right back up again. Not too bad. I haven't lost it, I've not done that for a few weeks. All the way down. Remember, the trick is the chin. What we don't want is to use your arms to fling. Meaning, we don't want this. So, like me, why don't you keep your hands on your thighs? Chin in the neck. Up. Are we down yet? Has everybody got their head on the floor? If not, it really doesn't matter. You just keep going at the level, so you could be here and then back up again. What is important, apart from number one being the chin, is that you keep your knees bent, because you don't want to do it with straight legs because it puts too much strain on your back. Ooh, my feet came up a little bit then. I'm going to do one more for look. Chin, chin, chin. head down, chin, 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 and up. Hug underneath your legs. Try and get your ears in between your knees and you'll really find some nice relief there with your back. And uncurl. So while we're sat up, we'll start to activate the core. So turning to the side again so you can see what's going on. My hands are behind me and I'm going to lift my heels off the floor. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to lift the chest. And then as I get more secure, I'm lifting the arms. Touch, touch, touch. Can you go further back? Remember, you can use your hands. So I've just given you lots of different ways to do it. You can use your hands, you can do the flat feet, but keep that chest lifted. So as you can see, my knees are not changing position, they're just flexing. Keep the chest lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees. Oh, yeah. That was nice. Started to do a bit of activation now. By the end of this, you will have your six-pack starting to form. Right, the next. We're going to lie down for this. If I just turn this way so you can see, again, letting the weight of my head go underneath my hands. And I'm going to start not elbow to knee, we're not there yet. I'm looking up to the ceiling. I'm just alternating the knees that come up. What I would like you to do now, once you've got it, is to try to touch your ear to the inside of your knee. Yes, I can hear you, even though you're not coming through Insta Live. I can hear you go, what the hell is she talking about? But if you try, you'll get further than you've ever been before. And if you try with everyone, you'll find that everyone's a winner and you don't end up doing that. So all the way up, try to get the ear to the inside of the knee. And I'm sure after a few more reps, if you're not feeling it already, you will feel that difference. Up and down, up and down. Now, every time you do it, I want you to take your leg a little bit further out, just adjust so I've got some more room. Because although I'm only 5'4.5", I do believe I'm quite a tall person. And down, up and down. That's it. Still keep trying to touch. Now, if you notice, my legs are getting longer and longer. Still coming in at the knee. Still feeling it. It's on fire. It feels good. Here and down. Here and down. Now, let's start to bring the leg up straight. Remember, it is up to you. You don't have to. What you could do is a little bit bent. You don't have to go for straight. Up and down. Breathe out. Breathe in. Can you feel that wonderful burn? It's just great. Aim the chin for the foot now. So now we're going to turn this exercise into a stretch as well. Grab the leg, 1, 2, 3, and down. The beauty of this exercise, there's your stretch. It's called a ballistic stretch, used by footballers, martial artists, athletes, bouncing into your stretch. Gymnasts, they like it too. It's not something that we recommend for us ordinary everyday people, because you have to have a very good warm-up before you do it. You don't go straight into the ballistic stretching. To be honest, we could do it at the end of every class, as I don't do stretching at the beginning of the class. We just do the warm-up. And it tends to get you a little bit further. If you notice, this knee's getting closer and closer to your nose the more you do it. Now you're focusing on getting your nose on your knee. You've forgotten about here. You've forgotten about here. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to give you another way to do this because we're going to take it up to the next level. Remember, you don't know unless you try. You take a deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, and down. This way becomes more ab work and less of a stretch, but the higher up your leg you go, the closer to your ankle your hands are, the more of a stretch you'll get. But also remember, you can hold it on the thigh or you can hold it on the calf. Just don't put your hands behind your knee. So you've got so many other places to hold, the whole thigh, the whole calf. You can even hold your toes. Don't put your hands behind your knees. One more, so we're all even. And then lie down, hug your knees and have a bit of a roll around. And bring it back here. Right, rock up into a sitting position so you can see what's happening, and then get a quick drink as well. Similar to what we've just done, except we're going to do 2 legs at once. So the feet are here like this. I do like lying down. And we start with the hands underneath the head. Remember, you've got to let your neck relax. Let the weight of your head go into your hands. And now, try and get your ears in between your knees. So I'm going to go for elbows touching every single time. Every time you put your feet down, you're taking your feet further away from your body. You move up a little bit. Here and down. Up and down. Up and down. As you see, my legs are getting further and further away. Touch your knees with those elbows. Now I feel good. I feel so good. Here and here. Here and here. Now I'm going to take 2 seconds because I'm going to show you what's happening next. You keep going. Just turn your head slightly and you can see. Legs up, legs down. Now if you notice, when I lowered my legs down, towards the end, I slowed it down. Not only does it work here a little bit more the slower you go on the hardest part, which is the closer to the floor you are, but it stops any injury. If you just drop your legs just like that, you could actually pull your back a little bit. Ooh, elbow to knee, and head back on the mat, and feet back on the mat, or the floor, or the carpet, or the grass, wherever you are. Ah, it's good, it's good. Touch and down. Now can we do a triple? So if you release your hands, putting them above your head gives you a longer lever. So the longer lever will make the exercise a little bit harder. Touch and down. Touch and down. If you want to come up into a V-sit, go for it. Up and down. I'm psyching myself up, I am. Up and down. Once you come up into your normal V-sit, and you've convinced yourself you can do it, which is great, can you touch your feet? Up. Up. Now remember, you do not have to have straight legs. You can do it like that as well, which is just as sad. Up and down. You can do straight legs being on the floor too. Now let's take that up to 1, 2, 3 and down, and you will find it's easier to do 1, 2, 3 when you sat up. 1, 2, 3 and down. Give me one more. 1, 2, 3 and down. Now I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Have a fabulous rock around. And then to finish off, we're going to do a happy baby. Happy babies are great fun, but while you're busy having fun, what's actually happening is that your back is stretching out. So let's start with a bent knee happy baby. So hold your feet or hold your toes. I've got pistol fingers on my big toes. Keep the knees bent. Already, just this rock around is really nice. But now, can you straighten your legs? You can hold your calves, hold your thighs, hold your feet, hold your ankles, but sit up. I have not done that for 6 months. And another. Now, my trick is to try and hold my feet and do it, right? And instead of just showing off, I can't do it. Just bring it up. All right, well done everybody. Let's have a quick stretch. Put the soles of your feet together. Bring them close to you. Hands underneath the feet. Oh yeah. And lift the feet towards you. Now if you want to, just put the elbows down and lean forward. Imagine you're trying to get your chest onto your feet, going all the way down. That was an alarm on my phone, which means that we're a little bit late finishing, so hopefully I haven't eaten into your day too much. You're still here. Now take your feet further away, hands underneath, so the feet are quite far away from you. Elbows on the outside, and aim to get your nose onto your toes. And then let's have a rock. Back to the center, release the hands, and uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling your shoulders back. Now let's have the legs out nice and straight, lifting up, right hand down, breathe in, breathe out. Let's change sides, breathe in, breathe out. Hands together in prayer, breathe in, breathe out. Namaste. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Well done. Go do your day. Have a good one.